Hey everybody, Parent here, and in this lesson we are going to talk about how to find e-commerce keywords. A lot of times it sounds difficult, but really it's usually as easy as adding a few simple modifiers onto seed keywords. And I'm going to show you those in a second, but I also want to point out a few things about e-commerce keywords that you may not know that you need to know if you're out there selling physical goods. So for this example, I want to look at Right Channel Radios. Right Channel Radios is run by our friends over at eCommerce Fuel, Andrew Udarian. They're doing almost $1 million in revenue last time I heard from them or something. So, I mean, it's a very successful store, and they've already made it public, so I don't feel bad about showcasing it. But I want to use this example and show you some of the keywords they're ranking for and point out just a few things before we get into these modifiers. So I've already taken this site and I've plugged it into Ahrefs, and I'm in the Positions Explorer here, and you can see the keywords that are doing really well for them. The first thing I want to point out is that a lot of times the keywords they're ranking for don't have any modifiers. They're just the actual product. So CB radio, antenna. So the very first fundamental simple lesson about keyword research for e-commerce sites is that sometimes you don't need to get fancy. You can just try to rank for the product itself, right? So CB radio antenna, SWR meter, that sort of thing. Second lesson I wanted to point out is that a lot of times the best pages for e-commerce sites, the ones that are really going to rank for the juicy keywords like CB radio with a search volume of 33,000, are category pages. So here, Right Channel Radios is ranking for this keyword. They're in position 3. It's one of their best keywords. I imagine this page makes them a lot of money, but it's not a single product page. This is what the page actually looks like. You can tell that this is just a category page. All of this is actually, as far as I can tell, unique text. So this page has quite a bit of text on it, lots of media, and if you click on one of these images, it will take you to that product. And this page, this product page, is the one ranking for that really great keyword. So if you're thinking about targeting a keyword on an e-commerce site, a good way to do it might be to create a really robust product page. Maybe you can even have a buying guide, something like that on there. The third lesson is that they're ranking for keywords that we might not necessarily associate with e-commerce stores. And a good example is this best CB radio. If you followed along with my work, you know that I use these types of keywords for like Amazon associate sites. This is a site selling actual CB radios, and they've created this blog page here. So it's a basically section guide choosing the best CB radio, and this is what it looks like. And it's just a buying guide very similar to what you've seen from me and on other Amazon associate sites. The only difference is here they are talking about mentioning and recommending their own products. So let's just recap these 3 lessons before we go on to the footprints, which are the easy part. First, you don't need to get fancy. Sometimes you can just try to rank for the simple name of the product, like CB radio or pool noodle or lawn chair or whatever it is you're ranking or you're trying to rank for. A good way to do that might be to do it with really robust product pages. And lastly, a good hack or a takeaway is that you can have these review type keywords, but simply review your own products. All right. Now let's move into the actual modifiers and the actual footprints. I'll just pull them up here. So these are very traditional. These shouldn't be anything new. These are modifiers you can use to either find keywords or to target keywords more specifically on your e-commerce pages. They're going to be stuff like for sale, buy, discount, cheap, coupon. So maybe antenna for sale, buy TV antennas, discount TV antennas, cheap antennas, that sort of thing. And even as we just talked about, some of these more affiliate type keywords if you're just talking about your own products instead. So best TV antennas, TV antenna comparison. The way to use these, typically the way I like to use them and the easiest way to use them is to use a paid tool, something like Longtail Pro, Market Samurai, SA Cockpit. I'll pull up my favorite one of those, which is Longtail Pro. And I've just typed in antennas here, and I've used the modifier for sale. So I think it disappeared, but I just added antennas, and in the include keywords column, I added for sale. And I just calculated the difficulty of some of these. So digital antennas for sale and outdoor TV antennas for sale, HD antenna for sale. All of these are very reasonable, not too tough to rank for, not a whole lot of volume, but if you have many category pages, you can see how these would start to add up. So that's typically how you target e-commerce keywords. Hopefully those hacks plus those footprints will help you better target the search results you're looking for and get people to your site who are going to buy.